I cannot wait to stand before the people today and share a confession with them. I broke up a relationship. And I'm going to share with you. And it's a relationship that has been all the years that I've known this individual. Makes me happy. Then, until I sat her down and said, we got to be separated. I'm moving out of this house if you're not moving out. I'm going to share that secret with you, son. I wrote this letter to the judge a few weeks ago, almost a month, to the judge that is presiding this case, the case of a breakup that I had. And here is the letter that I write to him. Dear Judge, I want to seek an indulgence of a great separation between me and this individual that I've been with for so long. Yes, this individual has been part of my life. This individual had done many things that I do not see, but now I saw it. And I saw it clearly that it is something that constantly affects my living and affects my lifestyle. So I decided that you will grant us this separation. I don't like long breakup. I don't like long distance. I don't want to keep friends with this person anymore. I don't want to be in touch with this person anymore. I don't want to be where this person is. I am breaking up entirely with this person. If only you can grant me this, I'll be happy. And the judge granted me that. Every time I come with an advice, with something that I think you have the sense to tell me, you always turn me down about it. You never have anything good. Who are you believing? What I'm afraid of is not about what people say to me. What I'm afraid of is my action and what I heard. Because in most cases, what you heard stays in your head. If you don't have nothing good to tell me, don't tell me nothing. If you want to talk to your children, let me be out of it. I don't want to be part of it. I'm a foreigner in this family. Let me get out before you talk to them. Don't pass word to them, to me, that I may hear it. I want to be part of that. Because you're not saying that to your children. You're saying that I may be able to hear it so that my mind will also be able to turn against it. David was taking care of his father's flock, if you remember. And his father called him and said, look, I need you to go to your brothers and bring them food and see if they're doing well. And David said, okay, Dad, I'll go. And David got there and he found out that there's a man called Goliath who was strengthening the army of Israel. And he wanted to go, but his brother Eliab discouraged him and said, what are you doing here? Oh, you always think you are all that. But the Bible says that David never listened to him. David immediately turned to another person. You know, what you don't understand is that the person that is talking based on what they think in the bitterness of their heart to poison the joy of your heart. The Bible said that David immediately turned away from his brother to another person and said, but wait a minute, what is going on here? Didn't listen to that, turned to another one and said, what is going on here? And the person now says that this is what the king says, this is what the king says. And David now encouraged himself and said, I'm going to go and fight this man. I don't care. Show me where to go. Who's the king? Let me go to the king. What you hear, ladies and gentlemen, can discourage you. What you hear sometimes can encourage you. What you listen to can discourage you, and it can encourage you. But I'd rather discourage you to do evil and encourage you to embrace good than to turn you away from another one. Be careful of who you listen to. Or if you're the only one that will feed me, I will not let you feed me. If every time you feed me, you discourage me from getting something to set myself free, I don't want to be part of it. I would rather say, you go. I don't want to be part of it. Because you always have something to say, and there is nothing that comes out of your mouth is negative. Discouragement was that friend that I had. The letter that I wrote was for the judge, to the judge was for God. I challenge you this morning to write me a letter and bring it next week. Write a letter against anything that is discouraging you. As I write this letter, I presented it to God. God says, lay it before me. Like this king laid the letter of death before him. He said, lay this before me and see what I will do. I divorced discouragement. I separated from discouragement. I took my life away from discouragement. I set myself free from discouragement. And I said, discouragement, we cannot be friends anymore. I don't want to break up with you because break up we can make up. But I want a separation. I don't want a long distance relationship because there is always a time of getting back together. I just want you out of my sight. I ran away from discouragement. I summoned courage. I do not let what I see then disturb me, and I will not let what I see, because I broke up with that discouragement, because I quit being a friend of discouragement, because I will never be where discouragement is. That's why I stand before you, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. And I challenge you that you bring that letter next week, because God has sent me to you. There's something discouraging. Yeah, you heard last week about fear. You walk out here saying, I'm not going to be afraid again. You can conquer fear and don't conquer discouragement. Because fear and discouragement don't work together. They live together, but they don't work together. They work independently. You might not be afraid of something that you see, but you can be discouraged of it. You might not be afraid of someone that talks to you, but you can be discouraged of what they say to you. Is your life. It is easy to be discouraged. Do you think if David hadn't turned away from his brother, out of respect, he would have believed what his brother says and turned back and go home? But he says to him, isn't there a cost? You think I'm here on my own account? Look, you have your life to live. I got my life to live. By the way, before you tell me how to live my life, how is your life been? Because he who is going to give you a cloth to wear, you must watch you must see what they wear first. You want to give me a cloth, and you shop at, yeah. When you are discouraged, disappointment follows.
Perfect delight, visions of rapture now placed on my side, angels descending, bring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. This is my story. This is my story.